صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amen. So that's the last verse. But we want to talk about this order. This order, some people, they got out of the path. But here there are others who are earnestly and sincerely and genuinely seeking the path. Believers seeking Allah's way, but they missed it. And this is talking about the Gnostic order in the Christian era. This is referring directly to them. And Anta alayhim, referring directly to Ibrahim and his descendants or his followers. And descendant here means that those who follow in his way, in his spirit, and in his way. So his logic, his faith, and the logic of Ibrahim, those are the descendants of Ibrahim, or the followers of Ibrahim, and they are all over the world. Enlightenment has come for the intellect to his followers all over the world. Now, you know, Ibrahim was the last one in the century, the seventh. So with him, knowledge was complete, but he wouldn't be around to complete or finish the job or to put it into fruition. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's the eighth one, but he didn't need these levels of development that started with Adam and went to Ibrahim. Prophet Muhammad had already accomplished that. He already had fulfilled the potential that Allah had placed in him. And if you understand this, then each of us have all of these potential that was in Adam all the way up to Ibrahim. Now we may never realize that development. We may never get that far. But all of us do have that potential. And the prophet said that he's a mortal, flesh and blood human being like you. But Allah selected him. Allah chose him to be the eighth one and to bring it back down so that we can have a comprehensive way of life. That's what the scholars say. Al-Islam is a comprehensive way of life. So all of these prophets, they represent in each of us the excellence that Allah has imparted in us. Because he said that he has created us in the most excellent mode, the most excellent form. So we have these possibilities. And each one of those prophets, they represent community life. What's the purpose of having all of this excellence if it's not going to be shared in community life? That's where the real blessing is, in community life. How are we going to show the comprehensiveness of Al-Islam if we don't have a stage? Excuse that language. If we don't have a stage to actually show what Allah intended when He created the human being. If you look at other animals or other creatures, Allah says that He created them just like us. They have community life just like us. We don't see that holding the animals up, the birds up, because they follow the pattern of nature. They don't deviate from the pattern of nature. We can be distracted. We can be diverted. We're talking about the path, the Salat al-Mustaqim. It's an elevation. It's a growth. So if we are able to rise up upon the excellence that we have within us, then we should be able to establish the severe neighborhoods, businesses, theater, cultural life. That's the severe. Not vicar beads. You got your vicar beads already. It's right here. Subhanallah. 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 It's 3. Those are the vicar beads. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Malik, Al-Qudus. These are the, if you grow there, if you graduate to that, then you already have the vicar beads. So all of our knowledge, all of our potential, all of the things that we wish for, it is already in us. It's inborn. And the soul is what requisitions that. It is the soul that gives you these ideas, gives you these tendencies. And the last is Walid Dolim. Now they say that this means that the Christians, yes, it means the Christians. But they are not only the Darlenes. And look in chapter 93. Because I probably want this feedback or pushback. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that we found restraint. So it's not quite enough to say that the Christians are the Darlenes, because we have the Hunafa or the Hanifas in the time of Jahiliyyah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that he found our prophet straight. There's much to be said about that. So dear Muslims, I don't make no excuses for where we are in this community, but I have to tell you, this is my own personal feeling. If many of us in this community, if we can see and recognize the wisdom of the Quran, the importance and the value of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then we have a lot of chaos in the Muslim world, and we shouldn't have. Not if you follow the Quran, not if you follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why do we have such confusion and we have such clear proof, such clear evidence? We got to get it together. Because Allah He rotates who represents His word. And I shouldn't say this. That's why I say it's me. It's not even Al-Ansar. I take full responsibility for what I'm about to say. For the life of me, if we have all of this knowledge, all of this wisdom, how come we can't make it work for us? And I mean that in the best spirit. I know what I'm saying. How come we can't make it work for us? How can we let people hijack Al-Islam? I know from my own little reading that the Prophet, when he went to war, he said, do not hurt the women, the children, the elderly, and the things that sustain their lives. Don't destroy it. I know that. So why do we have all this reckless killing of innocent people? Why do we have it? You need to talk to your homies, people from your country. They need to have the strength to stand up. You think this country doesn't monitor to see what might be a threat to what they're trying to do? They're operating a Sisyphus principle on us. It's like they got us in a barrel, And we got these so-called leaders, governmental leaders. Now they're catering to the people that got money. And they're demanding that they get a pay cut. They're demanding that they get some of their money back. And I'm on a fixed income. Some of you, all of us, we're not going to benefit from that pay cut. Nothing. We'll get $1,000 over 10 years. $100 a year. And 96% of the pay cut is going to people that don't need money. They're cutting Medicaid, they're cutting Medicare. They're cutting monies that will direct you to where you can get health insurance. You don't even know if they have health insurance now because they cut all the money off. So we need to wake up. There's another way to live life. And we have to exemplify what the life is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intends for us to have. All of us have to do that. Stop these little petty things. Let's work to establish. We have a school here. We're trying to do something with limited resources. Every year we've had this school, we start out with a deficit. Every year. But we go ahead anyway on faith of Allah, the belief in Allah. And we've been able to make it each year, all the way up to now. So if you have resources, organize your own people. That won't insult us. You should organize your own people. You got America, that's the other thing they did too. They let a lot of immigrants come in this country because the morale is so low, they can't trust the people. That's why they let you come in this country, because you got skills, you got resources. You're helping to hold this place up. I mean all over, not just here in Miami or Florida, all over this country. That's why they allowed a lot of people to come here from other countries. Because you're not dope heads, you're not wine heads, you're not perverted. Well, maybe some, a little few. We have them too. So, dear believers, we have a lot to offer. We do. And if we do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we'll be successful. And if we're sincere about it, it will happen so fast. Look what happened during the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we're going to close with this. And we're only doing one Juma'ah too. But look what happened during the time of Prophet Muhammad. He signed this treaty. Some of the companions were upset. They thought that they were being taken advantage of. Because if one of the Muslims went back, broke away from the Meccans, the Quraysh, and ran to the Prophet agreed to send him back. And that happened a few times. But when they went to take him back, they broke away from their captors. I think they even killed some of them, and they set up on the coast. They set up on one of the routes that they had to take their caravan. So when they did that, and they started raiding those caravans, then they wanted to change that. Said, no, you can keep them when they come to you. But they kept violating the treaty. And the treaty was for X amount of years. I want to say 10, could be off. But it didn't last 2 years. So the Prophet went back into Mecca because they violated it. And they didn't have to kill anybody. I think there was a few skirmishes. So if we do the things that Allah intend for us to do and mean for us to do, then the time period, the waiting period, it won't be long. You will hardly remember it. What happened? You know. So, dear believers, we have a lot to offer. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created every human being. Every human being is a Muslim by birth. And we know sometimes it's the circumstances that they find themselves in. They might be born in Russia or some other communist country or some other tyrant or dictator. But we know the essence of the person is a Muslim. So let us build on that. Let us grow that. There is no limit. You can't establish a boundary for human growth and development. You can't. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, over 1400 years ago, he is still the model. He is still the example. He is the uswatan hasanatan for all people, for all time. The years can pass, nobody can outstrip him or take his place. Nobody. So he's the leader even now. But they won't tell you that. He is the leader. He's still the leader. He's not here, but the Quran is here. The Hadith are here. His seerah is still here. And many sincere believers are still here. So, dear believers, let us work to establish community life, the Muslim life. Let us support those things that are good. If you have money, I'll tell you, if I had money,